Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatano Jagatraya Guruhu Krishnam Namasyamyaham Krishne Namarasatravo Vinihataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha Krishna Deva Samuthitam Jagadidam Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Tishtati Sarvametadakhilam He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Srimanarayana. Today is August 22nd, 2022. We'll start with Sloka 42, Chapter 1. Start sharing the screen. Please chant. Sankaro Narakayaiva
Sankaro Narakayaiva
Kulagnanam Kulasya Cha
Kuladhanam Kulasya
Patanti Pitaro Yesham
Patanti Pitarau Hesham
Lupta Pindodaka Kriyaha.
Lupta Pindo Dakakriyaha.
Let's chant together. Sankaro Narakayaiva Kulaghanam Kulasya Patanti Pitaro Hesham Lupta Pindodaka Kriyaha. Can anyone recollect what is the current, where we are in chapter 1? Basically, Arjuna doesn't want to fight. He is determined not to fight, and he's trying to come up with all kinds of reasons why he should not be fighting, right? So in the previous sloka, last sloka, what he said, sloka 41, basically there will be rise of unrighteousness in the society, So he said, adharma abhibhavat, the rise of unrighteousness in the society. Then what happens? Kulastriyaha pradushyanti. What he's saying is kulastriyaha, pious family woman, pradushyanti is will be corrupted. Okay. And he's saying here, Varshneya, O Krishna, Streshu Dustasu Varna Sankaraha Jayate. So when women are corrupted, then what happens is mixing up of races, classes will occur. So we had long discussion last week about these classes and what does he mean by that? Why is it? Why do we even have these classes? Why it is important to maintain, order in the society for the society to move forward, right? It's not to show up or down anyone, but it is to make sure that the society is in order, right? So one of the things that we can see is he's saying that when women are corrupted, doesn't sound positive thing, right? I mean, he's kind of saying that, what does he mean by that when women are corrupted? Anyone? Just recapping what we discussed last week, but little bit important. It is it could be misunderstood by people, so that's why I just want to bring it up.
Like some men, arrogant men in other classes or even within the same class can take advantage of the women who lost their husbands or even unmarried. Uh, maybe they forcefully marry them, or like the way it happened during Muslim occupation also, right? That's what I heard. Like that's how this Bala Vivaham has started, like 8-year-old by 8 years, because those kings,
Yeah, they would not marry a girl who is already married. So, yeah, I also heard, and actually from elders we came to know that when there is a girl and not married, then they will take the girl away and then marry.
yeah,
All right.
invasion.
And if so, in order to make sure that the girls are not kidnapped or not taken away by these powerful men, they actually marry the girls very young age. That is the reason why girls are getting married very young. It
Bala
was
Vivaham.
to protect the girls from being kidnapped and possibly killed, right?
Right.
And not to lose the girls. It is not like something that anybody wanted that to happen by will, but
Right.
it was a necessity at that time
Yeah.
that girls were getting married. So once they get married, somehow they will not be taken because they're not preferred anymore by those who would like to kidnap the girls for various reasons. So yeah, I mean, when unrighteousness goes up, um, uh, the women are corrupted in the sense that, like, you can see that when women are corrupted, this mixing up of races will happen. That is what he is saying, right? From the context, we understand that women are the backbone of the society. You know,
Yeah.
imagine, see, it is not in the negative sense. It is actually mm, he's worried about the, like
The
the
importance.
backbone. Yeah,
The
if the
importance
backbone
given to.
is
Yeah.
weakened, right, then the entire society will fall down. So it, probably people won't think that, I mean, is a woman say a second class citizen? No, it is actually the backbone of the society, backbone of the families, backbone of keeping the the racist, no, it's not about racism, right? It is keeping about the families strong and together to live in a peaceful society, right?
Yeah.
So if so basically when say the mother teaches the kids, mother is the one who teaches what is right, what is wrong to the kids, isn't it? So
First Guru.
mother
Yeah.
is the backbone of this family, which is the backbone. If the strong families are strong, righteous, right, then the entire society will be righteous. If every mother teaches the kids to, you know, you can do whatever you want, um, uh, get all bad habits, and hurt other people, and um, hurt or kill or know all that troubling others, so then the entire society will fall down. Only when the mother teaches the kids what is right, what is wrong, that's when the kids the families will be strong, and then the society will be strong. It is not it's not to say that, hey, you are great compared to everyone else, so you should look down on others. That is not the thing here, right? Based on okay, our race is great and that race is lower. No, that is not. That is exactly the corruption. Corruption is that unrighteousness, propagation of that unrighteousness.
Mhm.
If if the mother is teaching the kids all are equal, you have to live in harmony, and you do your work, without any corruption, without any, without troubling others, for your own selfish reasons. If the mother is teaching the kids, then they will grow strong. They will work, with everyone else in the society in a proper way. So when there is no one to teach the girls, the women folk in the society, then they will not have that strong basis. They will not know what is righteous and what is not righteous. Right? I mean, when unrighteousness grows, that means they don't know what is the right thing to do. And that is one way, right? So one is, as you said, like when all these people, the men are killed, right? Elders are killed. Those who are knowing the shastras, the dharmas, that is those who are elders, they will be killed, and also those who are practicing will be killed. So these women don't have anybody to look to, right? Where do they learn from? So then they will, uh, basically they will be forced to marry, whoever they can find. That is one way of looking at, what is going to happen. And when that happens, right, these women don't know what to teach the kids. So what is righteousness, what is not righteous. It is, I mean, they specifically mentioned, again, I was just, again, it's Swamiji's guidance. We were just thinking why Arjuna is worried about women, So the thing is that this woman will be left without any guidance. And that is what is corruption. It's not like women will suddenly find freedom and then just go and enjoy the freedom, and that's how we may, they will start doing everything that men will do, and it's not that. It is not that women are weak, women are second class citizen, or it is not. It is that they will do all kinds of bad things, like smoking, drinking, not that. It is basically that they will not be having that basis
The
of
family
righteousness.
values,
Yeah,
right? That will
yes,
be broken.
right. So when women do not have that background basis, support, they will not know what is right, what is wrong. They will not be able to propagate it to their children. Then, then the mixing of races. That means basically uh, everybody is left to do whatever they feel is right. So then that is what is happening today, for example, right? So we are kind of lost. We don't know what, I mean, we may think, oh, I am finding what I like, but there is a lot of unhappiness, sorrow in that process, So anyway, so that is a mixing of races, and they will not be following a particular duty. They will do whatever they want. They will be succumbing to the pressures, tensions, and the influences from outside, and then the entire society will fall down. So in Sloka 42, he's saying Sankaraha. So this mixing up of races, I mean, again, mixing up of races means mixing up of family values or loss of family values. Okay. So they don't know what to do and then they try to do whatever they want without having righteousness in the society or without knowing what is right. That is what is Sankaraha. Kulagdhanam kulasyacha. So Kulagdhanam is those who ruined families. Okay. Kulasyacha and of those families. So this mixing up of all these families and those who are ruining these families, narakaya eva bhavati. So what Arjuna is saying is, it is for hell only. Okay. So what happened? That means it is that is narakaya eva. So he may be, it is like there will not be peace here, and these people will acquire so much sin that they will be destined to go to Naraka. Okay, that is hell. And he's saying, Esham Pitaraha. Okay, so these, Esham Pitaraha is forefathers of these families, those people. Okay, Pitaraha, forefathers who have departed, their bodies. So these the souls who have departed, the elders who have departed, lupta pindodaka kriyaha patanti. So lupta pindodaka kriyaha, deprived of these pindodaka kriyaha, the ceremonial rites. This is again, those who are aware of our culture, Vedic culture may know this. Others, from other societies may not know. So basically, for those who have departed, the kids, they do this at least once a year. They offer the Pindavadaka. So they offer these Thirvadhyanam, they call, food and water to those souls who have departed, their father, mother, and then grandfathers, grandmothers, right? So basically, all those souls who have departed, all those Atmas who have departed the bodies before them in their families, for them, they offer this Pinda Pradana, right? So that is a Vedic ritual that people do. The living, those who are living in the family, they do towards those who have departed in their families. If this ceremonial rites are not done, they are not performed, then these forefathers who have departed this world, they fall down. They will be affected. Okay, so that is what Arjuna, um, Arjuna is aware, right? So he he is a learned person. He is doing his duties properly. So he would have done this during his lifetime, till that time, right? Till the time he is fighting. So he might have offered it to his father, right? So he imagined, like, if I'm not there and there's no one to guide my future generations, they will not be able to offer the pindas to those who have departed, and basically they will suffer. The forefathers who are left the body, they will fall down in the sense they will be affected. Okay, so I know there's a big discussion about Pitraloka and who goes to Pitraloka, who goes to Naraka, and who goes to other lokas, and then who goes to Paramapada, and who, that is getting moksha. So all that discussion is there. But typically, imagine when someone leaves their body, someone in the sense when an Atma leaves the body, there are three paths that Atma can take. Very, very high level, without going into all the details. One is to Naraka, that is hell. The second is to Pitraloka, intermediate stage before they take birth again on this earth. So that is, you can imagine, that is a Pitraloka. So, and then the third is those who reach Paramapada, they will not take birth again. So those who go to Naraka when they experience all the punishments that they have to go through in Naraka, they will again come back to earth. And then the Pitraloka, those will not go through those experiences, but they will again come back to earth. So the those who have departed, they are offered these services so that they are. I mean, you can imagine that you are keeping them in a good state in those places. Okay, that is one way of looking at it. But anything that is done to the forefathers is actually returned back to those people who are doing tenfold. So it is not that, oh, like why should I do to them? They never cared about me, or whatever is the reason, or I don't know where they are. They might have already taken birth. Don't think about all those things. If you just follow that ritual, follow the duty, then the good benefits will come to those families who are living, who are performing those duties tenfold. And hence they will be blessed with, all benefits. Okay. All good things to happen. That is what is written in our scriptures, right? So if these people are not performing them, then they are acquiring sin, isn't it? Something that has to be done, they are acquiring sin. So whoever is committing sin is going to hell, right? So that is the relationship. So all when righteousness falls down, unrighteousness will grow in the society, then the family values will be lost. Then the people who are supposed to do the ceremonial rites to the forefathers will not be able to do, and then with that they acquire the sin and they go to hell. I mean, when they leave the body, they will be destined towards hell only. Is what Arjuna is saying based on the knowledge he has. Any questions? Clear? It's clear.
Sir, at that time, the concept of, we said, hell, right? So I know they talked about Swarga and Narka, but I've not read Vedas that much, but was there did Krishna, were Vedas already there at that time?
Oh, yes.
So so then I don't know if in Vedas we talk about Narka or we just talk about our rebirth. We don't go and stay somewhere. We keep on taking rebirths until we, get.
Oh, so that's a good question. So basically, whatever is in Bhagavad Gita is already there in our scriptures before. Okay, so it is there in our Vedic scriptures, Shrutis and Smritis. Okay, Shrutis are the Vedas and Smritis are those who the great sages experienced, and then based on their experiences, they have written that. So it is already there. All the scriptures contain explanation. Again, Bhagavatam has very good detail about what happens to the soul when it goes to, I mean, when the Atma leaves the body, what happens? Yamyadi Marga, Dhumadi Marga, and Achiradi Marga. So that's why I didn't go into all the details. It will come later in Bhagavad Gita, Achiradi. And Lord Krishna also explained what these margas. So
Okay.
those. So when an Atma who goes into which loka, which marga they take. I mean, marga is a path. So which path they take, and what do they experience, and so all that is explained in detail. I mean, in detail in the sense, of course, we have only 700 slokas. If you need more details, then Bhagavatam and other scriptures contain more detail. But at a very high level, those now these are the two temporary states. One is going to a loka where or the world, where the Atma experiences a lot of punishments. So again, we'll come to the Sukshma Sharira and all that little later. This Atma takes a body uh, uh, which is suitable for experiencing those punishments in the Naraka. Okay, so the Atma experiences them through that body, and then once those experiences are done, then it comes back. Then the Pitraloka, Swargaloka, all these, they go through certain experiences, not as bad as Naraka. I mean, not like Naraka. They go through the experiences, and then they come back. Okay, they come back and take birth again. So
Yes, sir.
then the Archiradi Marga is those Atmas who got the moksha, who are liberated, will go to Paramapada. Okay, so they will not take birth again. All this is there in scriptures. It's not something new. I mean, Arjuna is very clear. So he's saying that if I don't perform these Pinda Pradhana, these ceremonial rites for forefathers who have left this body, left their bodies. If I don't do that, I'll get sin. That's what he knows, which is true. We are supposed to follow those practices. If we don't follow practices, we get the sin. Okay, and those who get sin will go to experience those sins, basically.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so then
So, sorry, Andy. So the soul will go to Pitraloka or Swargaloka or Narakaloka, and the final one is the Parampada.
Yes.
So Parampada, whoever goes to Parampada, they don't need to return to earth.
Yes,
And,
they will not return to it. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So Naraka, we get the punishment, and again they come back, and Swarga and Pitruloka you mentioned, right? So what is the Pitruloka, where our forefathers souls will be there, or?
Yeah. So that is a big topic. So basically, imagine, so when an Atma leaves the body, before it takes birth, it is in Pitraloka. Okay, it's in that is what is the definition of the. I mean, it is okay. When Atma, I should qualify that. When Atma leaves the body, goes in the Dhumadi Marga. If you go to Jeeyar.org, that is very clearly defined. So if it goes through Yamyadi Marga, and who goes in that Marga is also defined. Basically, who doesn't, who is doing everything almost living like an animal. That is, there's no difference between an animal and human. Basically, they're living for themselves. That's it, right? Then Dhumadi Marga is little bit better, doing good things, but for selfish reasons. Okay, so at a very high level, we'll go through this later. So those who do not go to the Naraka, who are not in the Naraka, they are in the this Pitraloka before they take birth again. So the question is, oh, they might have already taken birth, right? Why should I do this this ceremony for say 30, 40, 50 years, right? Or to grandfather. When somebody does that, they will do for father, grandfather, great grandfather. So why they might have already taken, but that question comes up. The answer is that whatever is sent, it is multiplied and given back to the person who is performing those. And again, whatever they are doing, that all this material is here only. It's not going anywhere. The food that is offered, water that is offered is on earth only, right? In their home or backyard. It's not gone anywhere. But the when it is offered through those whatever Vedic chantings, then it is conveyed. It is sent in the form that is acceptable, or in the form that is transferable to those souls, to those atmas, wherever they are. And if, let us say, they are not there, then it comes back in the form, in some form which is beneficial. So it is our duty. So again, we'll learn in Bhagavad Gita. Very, very important thing is, whenever we do duty, we don't think of result, whether what result I'm getting, how much result I'm getting. My task is the only thing that is giving me result. All those things we don't we don't worry about. We just do our duty and then offer it as service to God. So we'll learn that concept in very detail. So initially, for those people who are used to, like, I do this and I get this, right? That is the kind of mode that in which we act, we usually perform, right? I just like it's like I just remember like how they train dogs. Like they say, do this, sit, and then the dog sits, and then they give chocolate. So then this next time, sit, and then the dog expects, after sitting, it expects the chocolate or whatever the thing that it likes. So it is doing that activity for the sake of getting the benefit. Will not nothing will be different. It will be like those. If you are doing exactly like that, then what's the difference between us and the other animals? So when we are when we do our duty, we do as it is scripted in the scriptures, and offer it as service to Paramatma through those souls. I mean, this is again, those concepts we will learn as we go along in Bhagavad Gita. So we don't really think of, oh, I'm offering this, what is the benefit I'm getting? And then I offered this but still I did not get any benefit. All those things will not matter. No, will not be, because we don't know. We can measure a lot of things, right? We take a lot of things for granted, that we do not know whether it is benefit that we are actually receiving, or it is something that is normal for us. For example, there is electricity right now. There are situations where there is no electricity and the internet, and then we would be kind of in a suffering mode, right? So when it is there, we don't realize. So it could be the benefit that I'm getting, but I'm not realizing it. But unfortunately, whenever we do any activity, we do not realize that it is the benefit, it is the good thing that is happening to me that we don't see, right? We take things for granted, and so we may think that something beyond those benefits is not occurring. So why it is not occurring? All those things we will be experiencing. But anyway, so when we offer this, it is basically we are performing our duty and not acquiring sin at the same time. When we perform the duty service to Paramatma, then we clear our sins. So that we will learn as we, in second, third chapters as we go along. So here, if someone who is supposed to perform the duty and not able to do the duty, then they are committing sin. That Arjuna is right there. So and whenever somebody commits sin, they are going to experience those problems, sins that are a result of those not performing the duty. Even if we perform the duty, but for our selfish reasons, then we acquire a kind of sin which will put us in that is called karmic bondage, right? It's a kind of sin that will give us rebirth. Okay, so for those who are performing that, not performing the duty is also getting the karmic bondage. Again, we will learn the karmic bondage concept in detail later. Hope that answered.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. So we'll move on to Sloka 43. 43. I'm sharing the screen. Please chant. Doshairetai kulagdhanam varna sankarakarakai utsadyante jati dharmah kuladharmascha shaswatah. Let's chant together. Doshairetai kulagdhanam varna sankarakarakai utsadyante jati dharmah kuladharmascha shaswatah. Okay. So, Arjuna is saying, continuing to say in Sloka 43, Etaihi Varna Sankara Karakaihi Doshaihi. Okay. Aihi when it comes by and the plural. It's a Tritiya Vibhakti, plural form. So, etaihi, by these. Varna Sankara Karakaihi. What are those? Varna Sankara Karakai, which cause Varna Sankara. So this which causes the adulteration of these classes. That means people are not doing what they are supposed to do. Don't think that one marrying the other person. It is not. I mean, again, sorry, going back to the. So it is not like oh, you can mix with other race, or this person cannot mix this race. No, it is like when I don't know what I belong to, then I don't know what I'm supposed to do, right? I mean, so that is what it is. So when these uh, people lose their identity, you know, they don't know what they are supposed to do. Okay, so by these false, dosha here, that's this false, which cause adulteration of races. That means people are not doing their duties which they are supposed to. That is a fault. Again, this is a very great concept. Like if we need to do our duties. If we don't know what our duties are, or if we know our duties but we don't do them. If we know our duties, we do them but not in a proper way. All are going to cause us trouble. Okay, so which are false. All these are doshas. Okay, we need to do dosha. The fault, anything that is fault is not giving the right result, right? And like a car is not in a proper condition, then if you try to drive the car, it is not going to give us the right result. It will go, maybe the brakes are not there, then there will be an accident, or maybe there is no tire pressure, then you will not, it doesn't move. So basically, these are not, the car will not take us to the right destination in a smooth, peaceful manner, right? So all these faults that he explained, right? We are not able to perform our duties. There will be unrighteousness and all that. So they are these faults. Okay, these are false. So by these faults, okay, kulagnana. By these faults of whose? I mean, Kulagdhanam is the destroyers of our traditions and rituals, right? I mean, destroyers of those who are causing this to happen, the family values to fall down. People don't know what is right. The righteousness is lost, unrighteousness increases, and people can do things properly, what they're supposed to do. So these falls of Kulagdhanam, of those destroyers of the traditions, family values. Okay, what happens? Saswataha, jati dharmaha, kula dharmaha. So eternal, Saswataha is eternal. What are eternal? Jati dharmaha and kula dharmaha. That is class and family customs. Okay, class and family customs, utsadyante, they will be destroyed. So because of starting from okay, if I fight, all these people will be killed. From there, he trickles down all the way to like entire destroying of the entire family and family values, customs in the society. The social order will be destroyed. Okay. Somehow someone saying we have to practice our jati dharma or kula dharma or our family values, practices has become like, oh, you are forcing me to do stuff I don't want. That is like that was something that was holding the society in a strong way and then giving progress to the society. In order to break that, in order to rule that part of the world, it was created that it has to be destroyed. That is first thing. So that is one reason. Second is, of course, they are difficult. I mean, who wants to follow order? That is tamasic and rajasic characteristics of people. They make that they make all these people not follow these customs and traditions. So one thing that was holding was having the structure, family structure and society structure, social order, was making sure that everybody overcomes their internal instincts of, no, I don't want to do this, that laziness and ignorance is part of all of us. I mean, everyone has that, because everyone is affected. Again, we'll go through the gunas, the effect of gunasanas. So everyone has that, the tendency. So when there is that social order, that the tendency will not grow up. When that is not there, then this entire family values will be destroyed in no time. Okay. Chant 44, Sloka 44. Share the screen. Sloka 44. Utsannakula dharmanam
उत्सन्नकुलधर्माणाम्
manushyanam janardana
मनुष्याणाम् जनार्दन
narake niyatam vaso
नरके नियतं वासो
bhavatityanasusruma.
भवतीत्यनुशुश्रुमा
Utsannakula
मनुष्याणाम्
Manusyanam
जनार्दन
Janardana
नरके
Narake
नियतं
Niyatam
वासो
Vaso
भवतीत्यनुशुश्रुमा
Okay. So what happens when the family or social order is destroyed? What happens? Then so he's Arjuna is saying, Janardana, O Krishna, Utsanna Kula Dharmanam Manushyanam Vasaha. So he's saying Vasaha is a dwelling place, residence, so dwelling place of who? Kula Dharmanam, Manushyanam. Manushyanam is of people. What kind of people? Utsanna Kula Dharmana. Utsanna Kula Dharmana Manushyanam. So it is not just anybody. So the dwelling place of Utsanna Kula Dharmana Manushyanam, of those people or whose family values are destroyed. Okay. What is the dwelling place? Narake is saying in hell. Okay. Niyatam bhavati is saying it is permanent. Is declaring that the dwelling place of all these people whose family values are destroyed is permanent hell. Okay. Or they will be living permanently in hell. That means they will be experiencing all this naraka eternally. Okay. Iti anusustruma. So this is what we heard. This is what we hear. Like this we hear. Okay. I mean, he must have read in the scriptures, or he got that knowledge from his guru, that when people don't have these virtues, simply like not knowing what is right. Okay, if it this is again unfortunate thing, is that if you don't know what is right, someone says, oh, this is what you need to do, and that is what is correct, and then they'll think, oh, I'm doing something great, and then they will do that activity, and they will experience the whatever is the bad result of that. Need not be in this particular life. It could be for eternally. They'll be eternally doomed to experience hell. Okay, so for all they know, they may be thinking, oh, I'm doing great, because he was taught so what is unrighteousness, that was taught as this is what you need to do, right?
Sir, though it is said, I mean, it's all his thinking, but there is truth in all these statements, right? I know he's thinking too many things, but still there is a truth in this. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, he's thinking that when he would be the cause for this entire thing to fall down. Okay. So somebody.
So that is where he went wrong, right? It's
Yeah.
that he's yeah.
So let us say there's a family, head of the family. He's feeding his family, but he chooses to do the wrong things, like hurting or stealing or killing other people and earning the money and feeding the family. Now, then there's a cop. His duty is to punish whoever is doing whatever that wrong things, right? So if he catches that head of the family and then punishes, then what will happen to his family? So the family is going to suffer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably getting food because let's say the head of the family is giving money to those people. Now, if he's caught and then put in prison or whatever punishment he's supposed to get, then the family is going to suffer. So I'll be responsible for that family to suffer. So I'm going to get the sin for making them suffer. Is what if this cop thinks, then where is the, then there will not be any order in the society. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is where Arjuna went a little further. I mean, punishing the, like if I'm responsible for making the family suffer, directly for no reason, then I'll get sin. That is for sure. But that happened because of the, the family head is actually doing something wrong. So if I punish the family head, whatever is the result, it is not going to come to me. So if the result is, family is going to suffer, it is not going to come on to me as a sin. That he lost that connection. I'm doing my duty. My duty is to, the cop thinks that my duty is to punish the, criminals. Okay. If that criminal is punished, anything happens later, I'm not responsible for it. I'm not going to be, acquiring the karmic bondage because of that. Whatever the suffering, pains that they may be going through. So he lost that. I mean, he basically, that is a small connection that was lost in Arjuna. So here, Duryodhana is the one who is, needs to be punished, or Kauravas need to be punished because they are basically corrupting or corrupted the whole society. The unrighteousness is growing in the society because of Duryodhana. Okay, so they need to be eliminated. They need to be punished. Now, whatever is the result that happens after that, it's not for Arjuna to think. Okay. Again, and obviously things didn't go that bad as Arjuna was thinking. Arjuna was actually more concerned about himself, acquiring sin and then going to Naraka.
Yeah.
When he does that, he's going to acquire sin. That's what he's going to say, that those who are responsible for this destroying. So he is responsible, right? Now what is he saying in this particular sloka?
Yeah, he will be
Yeah, for those who are responsible for these family values to be destroyed. Who are they? Pandavas. Isn't it? Because Pandavas are going to participate in the war. People are going to be killed. Then family values fall down. Unrighteousness will go up and family values fall down. For them, the permanent residence is hell. It's like getting a permanent green card. They cannot go back also. So it's like a one-way ticket. So to hell. So I'm going to go to hell is what he's saying.
Yeah.
And so you are making me go to hell. You cannot make me go to hell. Or I mean, of course, it is not. Krishna is not forcing him. Basically, he's saying that if I do this activity, I will go to hell. He didn't say it like I'm going to hell. What he said is, whoever is responsible for the destruction of the family values, their permanent residence is hell.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we'll chant 45, sloka 45. Sloka 45. Aho bata mahat papam
Aho patamahapam
Papam
kartum vyavasita vayam
kartum
kartum
vyavasita vayam
yavasitayam
yat rajya sukha lobhena
yadrajya
yajya
sukhalobhena
sukhalobhena
hantum swajanamudyataha.
antum
antum
swajanamudyata
svajanamudyata
Let's chant together.
aho
Bata
batamahat
patamahapapam
kartum
kartum
vyavasita
vyavasita
vayam
vayam
yadrajya
yajya
sukhalobhena
sukhalobhena
antum
antum
swajanamudyata.
svajanamudyata.
Okay, so in sloka 45, Arjuna is saying, Aho, but so he's ayo. It's like he's now almost like now that as
Frustration
soon
is
as he learned, it occurred to him that he's going to go to hell, right?
He
He's
joined
committing.
Sri Krishna also, yeah.
Aho, no, alas, no, how absurd it is. That's what like that's ayo. Yadrajya Sukalobhena, by which greed of royal luxuries. Okay. So he's saying that, by this greed of royal luxuries, we'll see the summary. So he's saying, Vayam Swajanam Hantu Mudyataha. So we are set out to kill our own people. Yes, we are trying to kill our own people. Okay. Mahat papam kartum vyavasitaha. So he's saying we are determined to commit great sin, mahat papam, great sin. Okay. So we are now, because of our greed. Okay. He forgot why he's actually fighting now. I mean, because see, this is the thing about sorrow. It it makes people not think straight. So it is like a loop. When somebody falls in sorrow, they can't come out of it that easily. They'll start, imagining, assuming, everything, some bad happening to them. And then sorrow will increase. In that increased sorrow, they'll imagine some more things, and then sorrow will increase. So it is like a negative, the loop. Someone will go into the loop. So like that, Arjuna now went in. So he's thinking, because of this greed of Rajasukas. Okay, we wanted to get our own. I mean, that's what, right? I mean, they asked for the kingdom back, and Duryodhana didn't want to give, right? So we came here to fight. So why did we come here to fight? Because we want the kingdom. Why we want the kingdom? Because we want to enjoy the kingdom. Otherwise, if I don't have the kingdom, where will I be? I'll be in the forest. So I'll not have luxuries. All these servants won't be there. All these nice food won't be there. They will be exposed to all kinds of bad weather. So when they are in this kingdom as kings, then they will have all these palaces, servants, food, and clothes, and everything. They're having all kinds of comforts. So in the greed of getting this, it is cursing probably himself. I am, with that greed, we are now trying to kill our own people. That then so we are, how bad it is. We are determined to kill our own people and commit great sin. Because when our own people are killed, like the entire reasoning he gave, right? So he is going to be the reason for everything that happens, and with that they're acquiring great sin. So he's missing the point that his duty is to protect the righteous and punish unrighteous people. It is not for the sake of kingdom. Okay. It is not the position, power that somebody. This is a lesson for. I mean, nowadays, as long as I'm, I'm a president, it's great, or whatever is the head of this state or country. That's great. It is not, the one doesn't one should not aspire for that for the sake of kingdom, for the sake of having the power of ruling over that particular place. That I want this position because I will be the one who will be protecting the righteousness and punishing the unrighteousness in the society. That is my duty, not my position, my luxuries. But unfortunately, that Arjuna in his all these reasonings, I mean, basically started with, okay, I'm going to kill my own people. That is where it started. So I'm going to hurt these people. Nobody, of course, in their mind should be hurting their own people. But he forgot that they are the ones who are responsible for unrighteousness in the society, and then they have to be eliminated or punished. He forgot that. So he only looked from that my people, that mamakara has come in him, and ahankara is that I am doing this, and then I'm responsible for this. And so I'm going to this ahankara mamakara, with that I'm acting. I mean, that's what we'll learn later. So you should not have this ahankara mamakara and you have to do the duty. Arjuna was suffering from this ahankara mamakara. So that's why he is not able to see straight. If he doesn't have the ahankara mamakara, he wouldn't explain so many things. So after Bhagavad Gita, when we learn Bhagavad Gita, we know that where Arjuna felt, was wrong in all his argument. It is ahankara mamakara that is the root cause of his problems. And he was thinking that he's doing these activities for his own sake, for his own comforts, luxuries, for myself. All this we will learn. I mean, that is the root cause of the problems. And Lord Krishna, after listening to what Arjuna said, is going to correct it. Okay, so whenever, I mean, when we are in the state of ahankara mamakara, then that is going to surely will cause us to suffer, just like Arjuna here. We won't be able to see everything straight. Okay. I will hopefully cover the next two slokas as well and complete this chapter. We'll chant 46. Sloka 46. Please chant. Yadi mam apratikaram
Yadi mama pratikaram
asastram sastrapanayah
Ashastram
shastrapanayah
dhartarashtrarane hanyuhu
dhartarashtarane hanyuhu
tanme kshemataram bhavet.
tanme kshemataram bhavet.
Let's chant together. Yadi
Mama pratikaram ashastram shastrapanayah dhartarashtarane hanyuhu tanme kshemataram bhavet.
Okay, so small note on the pronunciation. That is asa sa sha. It is like a shastram. That is the right way, not shastram. But of course, it is fine if you are used to. But it is shastra. It is not sastra. It is shastra, not shastra. There's a small minute difference between the three letters, sa, sa, and sha. Okay, so um, Arjuna is saying, finally, okay, yadi, even if, yadi, shastrapanayah dhartarashtraha, okay, this sons of Dhritarashtra, Dhartarashtraha, sons of Dhritarashtra, shastrapanayaha, who have weapons in their hands. Okay, shastrapanayaha, they are holding their weapons in their hands. Mam rane hanyuhu, kill me in this battlefield, in the battlefield. Mam is me, right? How he will be? Ashastram apratikaram, unarmed and unreciprocative. Ashastram is unarmed. There's no, I'm not going to hold any weapons. Okay, I will be without any weapons, unarmed. And then apratikaram. Pratikaram is responsive. If someone is trying to hurt me, and I hurt in return, that is pratikaram. Like you are responding, responsive or reciprocative. So if apratikaram is I'm not going to reciprocate. So unreciprocative, that is me. If I'm like that, that is tat me kshemataram bhavet. That is better for me. So he decided. Okay. Finally, this is the final decision he made. That is, those sons of Dhritarashtra, Kaurava army, sons of Dhritarashtra, with their weapons in their hands, they come and kill me when I am unarmed and not responding back. Okay, that is better for me. Why it is better for me? Why Arjuna thinks it is better? Getting killed is better.
So that he won't kill, he don't have to kill anybody. He won't acquire, he's thinking, he won't acquire papa.
Yes, yeah. So he will not acquire papam because he will not be responsible for the death of his own people. He will not be responsible for the family values to go down. He will not be responsible for this all the sins all these people are going to commit. I am not going to be responsible. So I am not going to go to hell. I will not be going to hell. First thing. Second thing is, according to Shastras, when someone is killed in the during the war, that person they call it Veera Swargam, right? So they will go to Swarga. So that is the second thing. So I will not go to Naraka. I will go to Swarga. Because I am going to be killed by these people. Now the third reason, which is reading between the lines, is that is, he's saying the people who are armed, who are holding their weapons, and I am not holding weapon. I'm not going to reciprocate when they try to kill me. Why did he say that? He could have simply said, it is better for me if I don't fight and get killed. He didn't say that. He said they are holding weapons and I'm not holding weapons. That is basically when it is a rule. It's a rule that when someone is not holding the weapon and that person is hurt or killed by the person who is holding the weapon in a war, then whoever is killing is going to acquire sin. That's why in Mahabharata there is there are places where it says that, oh, I am unarmed now, you cannot kill me. And again, even Lord Sri Rama, when he is fighting with Ravanasura, when Ravanasura, as long as he is holding weapon in his hand, Rama will shoot arrows. As soon as he drops the weapon, then Rama says, okay, I cannot kill you now. You go home and come back when you feel all right. Right? So the rule is whoever who is armed kills me, they are going to go to hell, right? Okay, so so he's basically he has two wins. One is he will go to, instead of going to Naraka, he will go into Sarga. And second is these people who are unrighteous, they will go to Naraka. So it looks win-win situation for him. And if he kills them, they are going to Swarga. Okay, and I'm going to Naraka. Okay, because I'm going to be responsible for everything bad that happens. So, which is right for me? I need to go to Swarga and they need to go to Naraka. So this is what is better for me. Right? You got the logic?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then, I mean, he is now in a total, I mean, the fact that, oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Aho, bata. He say, oh my God, I'm committing such a big sin. Like started that sorrow. He is in sorrow mode now. Okay. So, and then he decided, okay, I'm not going to fight. So that is the, so Arjuna stopped there, and Sanjay is going to narrate the next sloka, and we'll try to cover that sloka also if it's okay.
Yeah, quick question, sir. Was there any, I mean, we can discuss next week. Was there any dhakala that Duryodhana followed dharma yuddham? I mean, any dharma in yuddham? I mean, we can discuss this next week. We have
No,
short of time.
they didn't follow a lot of rules.
Mhm.
No, Duryodhana didn't follow a lot of rules.
Because why it came to my mind is when he's Arjuna saying like Ashastra, right? So normal dharma is the opponent should not be harming the guy who is not wearing no weapons. So I was just curious.
Yeah, they would have simply killed Arjuna. So Arjuna was kind of right that, I mean, as long as Bhishmacharya was there, probably he wouldn't have allowed that to happen. So under his watch. But of course, what happened, to Draupadi? And when the Bhishmacharya and Dronacharya, they were present in the, in that place, and then they tried to disrobe Draupadi. He couldn't do anything. So his hands would be tied, and Duryodhana would have done anything, and then they would have killed the Pandavas. So yeah, that could have happened as well. So that's what Arjuna was kind of right in that assessment, that if I'm unarmed, they're going to kill me, and they will acquire sin, and I'm going to acquire the punya. I will go to Swarga, and they will go to Naraka. Okay, he wasn't thinking about, I mean, he was not thinking what would happen if Duryodhana continues, what would happen to the society. He wasn't thinking that. He was thinking that, oh, if the elders are killed, then unrighteousness will. So it is like that example that I gave, that if the head of the family is killed, then children are going to suffer. They'll be on the road. So I'm going to be responsible for that. Somehow, personally, I'm responsible for it. So I'll acquire sin. That's what I think. But if he's going to, Duryodhana is going to destroy the society anyway. So there's no, even if he continued, he would destroy the society.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, he wouldn't have made it any worse. And he actually, by punishing the unrighteous people, it is short term there could be pains, but long term there will be gains. Again, we this short term, long term comes later in the Bhagavad Gita. You have to remember that. Okay. Sanjay, so in next sloka, hope it's okay, 5 minutes probably. Share my screen. Share. Sloka 47. Sanjaya Uvacha
Sanjaya Uvacha
Eva Mukva Arjuna Sankhe
Eva Muktvārjuna Sankhe
Arjuna
Rathopastha Upavisat
Rathopastha
Visrujya Sasaram Chapam
Vishrujya
Visrujya
Chapam
Soka Samvignamanasah.
Manasaha
Let's chant together. Eva
Eva
Mukha
Sankhe
Rathopasavishat Visrujya Sasaram Chapam Soka Samvignamanasah. So Sanjay is saying, is narrating now. What happened there? So Arjuna stopped speaking. And what he did? Sankhye eva muktva. So in the war field, after saying this, okay, so after saying all this, Arjuna soka samvigna manasaha. Arjuna, whose mind is afflicted with sorrow, soka samvigna manasaha, is full of sorrow. Okay, what he did? Sasaram chapam visrujya. After dropping the bow and arrows, Ratha upaste upavichat. Okay, Rathopasta upavichat. So he sat down on the floor of the chariot. He like sat down. Like so his energy is gone. He's very sad. Imagine he's very very sad. Sorrow overtook him, and then he just simply left the bow and arrows that he was holding. As he said, right? If I just leave the weapons, if I'm unarmed, and if I'm unarmed, I'm not going to reciprocate. So I just he said, I'm going to be, if I'm unarmed and unreciprocative, and if they kill me, it is better for me. So he just dropped his bow and arrow and sat down on the floor of the chariot. Okay, so that's what Sanjay is saying. Sanjay is able to see what's happening there, right? So they are, Arjuna and Krishna are in the chariot, in the middle of the two armies, and Arjuna is speaking to Krishna, and after saying all this, he simply sat down without having that energy to even stand, because of sorrow, and probably like this he was holding. Okay.
What is meant by sat down? Is he sitting down on the ground or on the chariot?
No, in the chariot.
He is still in the chariot. Okay.
Yeah, on the floor of the chariot. I mean, like he's
Mm.
standing. Of course, he was holding the bow and arrows. he was standing there. He saw like that, right? Nobody will be sitting and seeing.
Okay.
He's standing, and he saw the entire army, and then he talked to Krishna, and said all these things, and then said, okay, getting killed is better for me than fighting in this war. And then he simply left his bow and arrow and sat down on the floor. Sat down on floor in the sense, sat down in the chariot itself.
Okay.
The chariot.
He is standing up means he is ready to do the war. If people sat down on the chariot while during the war means they don't want to fight. That is the meaning.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
I mean, not only that. I mean, he can't even, bring himself up. Like typically, when somebody is crying,
Yes, yes.
imagine, will they be sitting or standing and crying?
Usually sit and
Yeah, right.
cry.
So they sit and then like that, and then start, very sad and sorrow. Okay, so this is Arjuna Visada Yoga. Okay, let's chant the last, the ending for this particular chapter. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su
Srimad
Bhagavadgitasu
Upanishatsu
Upanishatsu
Brahma Vidyayam
Brahma Vidyayam
Yoga Sastre
Yoga
Yoga
Sastre
Sastre
Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade
Sri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Arjuna
Arjuna
Samvade
Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama
Arjuna Vishada
Yogo
Yoga
Prathamodhyayah
Prathamodhyayah
Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha.
Sri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Parabrahmane Namaha.
Namaha.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai
Jai
Shriman.
Jai Srimanarayana. So next week, if you can come up with the lessons or practices that we need to learn from this particular chapter. Maybe 3 lessons, if we can come up with, our principles, practices for that we can apply in our practical life.
Not like Arjuna's perspective.
Not Arjuna's perspective.
Generally, what we got.
Or what we learn. I mean, what we can use from this particular. This is a means for achieving our goal. Right. So Arjuna Vishada Yoga is this particular chapter, 47 slokas, is also a means for us for achieving our goal. Right.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you told us 3 people had Vishada. One is Dhritarashtra, Arjuna, and Duryodhana. 3 of them took different paths. And the result of 3 different paths you explained in the beginning. So we can take one of them as practice.
Yeah. I mean, we have to, let us see what we can learn from this.
Yeah.
So it is not, again, the misconception is that, misunderstanding is that Arjuna was not willing to fight, and then the next 17 chapters is to make him fight. It is not that. Even this Vishada is also a means for success. Okay. So Vishada is also a means for success, is what we need to learn. I mean, so based on the sloka, what we learn, what we can get. Of course, I mean, Vishada is means to success, is or sorrow is a means to success, is a learning for us, is a high level learning. So it is sorrow is not. I mean, they have things like failures are stepping stones for success, right? So, but here, we have Bhagavad Gita. So let us, if you read and try to come up with 3 lessons that you learned from Bhagavad Gita. We'll discuss those next one.
Sir, is it possible to, I know you share like one chapter, one shloka, few shlokas every time, right? Have one document with all the shlokas from chapter 1 in one place. It's just easier to keep going forward if you are, studying separately. So otherwise you have to open every document one by one. That'll be helpful.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
but I
what you
want you
can
to. I
do
want you.
is buy a Bhagavad Gita book, like I have one, so you get all the slokas in one place. So
I have,
you
sir,
could do that.
I have multiple books, but I'm actually focusing on what Varaprasad Garuji is saying, right? So every book has different interpretation. So I've just thought, Varaprasad, sir, if your thing is in one, folder,
Yeah.
like one document, it's easier. So Shyamji, you're right. So I do have them, but I'm right now focusing on only one interpretation.
Right.
Oh, but you
So
need
that's
just
a
the
very good.
slokas, right? You just need the slokas. Slokas will be same on all of them, but yeah, I may be wrong.
Yeah, sloka is same, but the meaning and how how to understand, how to
Interpretation,
interpret that meaning
Yeah.
is different. Again, some examples, so yeah, we can share, but try to capture yourself also. And when I send in the WhatsApp group, try to copy paste into on the document. I'll share at the end of the chapter. And
Okay,
again,
sir.
with Swamiji's blessings, we are able to share. Okay, we'll meet again. Let's conclude with the concluding prayer. Kayena vacha
मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मने
manasendriva karomi
करोमि
yad
यत्सकलं परस्मै नारायणाय समर्पयामि
Srimanarayanaye samarpayami. Sarvam Krishnarpanastu. Om
Om
Asmadgurubhyo
Asmadgurubhyo
Namaha.
Namah.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai
Jai
Shrimanarayana.
Shri
Thank
Manarayana.
you.
Jai
Thank you.
Srimanarayana.